Hey everybody, I'm Sam Gross from ElectricBikeReport.com, and we're at the big gear show with the nice folks from DiamondBack, taking a look at their all-new lineup of electric bikes, and specifically we have the Union 2. And I have Jill Nazir here, DiamondBack's Director of Marketing, and she's going to help walk us through the specs and what this bike is.
Yeah. Hi everybody, so I'm really excited to talk to you about DiamondBack's all-new pavement speed e-bike line. All of our e-bikes are Class 3 Bosch Performance Line speed motors. So the Union 2 here is 500 watt hour, 85 Newton meters of torque. So this is just like the ultimate commuter bike, and it comes with everything you see here just to make it the perfect commuter ride for you. Got a light load rack in the back, fenders. DiamondBack, we're based in the Seattle area, so we know a thing or two about commuting in the rain and how important fenders are. And lights for your commute as well.
So this bike also has, I guess, a little brother, a lower spec level, a little bit more affordable, the Union 1. What can consumers look for in that bike?
Absolutely. So the Union 1 is $3,750. Also comes with Bosch Performance Speed Line motor, so we still have that really awesome component on it. Still comes with the fender, the light load rack. The major difference you're going to see in the Union 1 is that it does not have lights. We actually found that a lot of consumers wanted to use their own lights. They had a light brand they really liked, or they already own lights. So we wanted to make sure we had that accessible price point there, and then people didn't have to pay for the lights that they didn't need.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you've got Shimano 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty solid stopping. I got to take this thing up some hills. It does a good job.
Awesome.
And then the Shimano Dior 10-speed drivetrain.
Correct, yeah.
So why Dior? Why a mountain bike style drivetrain on a commuter bike?
You know, DiamondBack's been known for being a dirt brand for a really long time. A lot of our roots are in mountain biking. And so it's kind of what we know, but putting it down to this commuter level. Shimano Dior is still really quality spec, 10 speed, still giving you a lot of the gears that you really need if you're using the pedal assist mode or if you're not, and still keeping it nice and light and accessible.
Very cool. So one last question. So we get a lot of questions on why Bosch? Why do companies always gravitate towards Bosch, especially kind of like the traditional bike companies that have a history making bikes for a while? So why did DiamondBack choose Bosch?
That's a really good question. Bosch we work with because they're a really quality partner to us. A lot of the bike shops are really familiar with Bosch. So we completely understand that a lot of consumers don't know how to service their own bike and their own motor system. And Bosch has a really wide dealer network, really great educational materials. And so if somebody wants to work on it themselves, they can go to the Bosch website and get that info. But they also have that presence of mind to be able to go to the shop to get the service. We want people to feel safe and comfortable on these bikes and ride them for a really long time.
Awesome. So I don't know if you can hear me over the wind noise, but the brakes on this are very good. Like, this is a pretty big descent, big and fast descent, and I've got no issue whipping this relatively heavy bike into corners because these 4-piston brakes slow down really quickly. In case you weren't able to hear me on the downhill section over the wind noise, the brakes on this thing are great. They're super confidence inspiring. I love seeing 4-piston hydraulic brakes on kind of these big, faster Class 3 commuters because while this thing is climbing at a considerable pace, it is heavy. Though this Bosch Performance Line motor would really fool you otherwise. So right now, I'm in sport mode. And I doubt the camera's doing it justice, but this is a really steep hill and it's really long. I'm doing 15 miles an hour up it. I'm actually passing much fitter people on road bikes with relative ease, and I'm able to sit here and talk, basically talk our viewers' ear off, because this thing's just taking me up at 15 miles an hour like it's no big deal. This isn't even the fastest climbing mode, though. I would say I'd probably choose to climb in sport and maybe ride this thing on flat ground and tour, but even in tour I just popped it down. Climbs really well. Definitely slows down, but it climbs well. Popping it back up to sport. And now we're even up to turbo. And in turbo, I actually have to shift. You can probably hear the wind noise pick up. I mean, for a bike that's, I don't know, I don't want to speculate. Haven't heard from DiamondBack yet how much this thing weighs, but I'm doing 20 miles an hour uphill right now with not much effort. There's our videographer taking pictures of the other bike. But this thing, to use the word of the youth, this thing slaps. So the handling on this thing is really stable. There's one characteristic of kind of these larger, faster commuting bikes that I really like, and that you can kind of feel their weight sticking to the ground, like even over this kind of not great road surface, this thing sticks and it feels stable. It doesn't have a suspension fork, which I've got some torn ligaments in my right hand and I can feel that, but I wouldn't want a suspension fork on this. This thing's pretty well spec'd. So if you've liked this bike, give us a like. If you want to know more about DiamondBack Bikes, we're going to have a couple more videos covering their e-bike lineup and including some other brands that are here at the Big Gear Show. Sorry, Jill. Okay. So be sure to subscribe to our channel so you get notifications when those videos come up. And if you want a link to a short write-up about this bike that's going to have a little bit more details about it, we'll have a link to that in our description below. For Electric Bike Report at the Big Gear Show, I'm Sam Gross. Thanks for watching.